2025. Is it going to be Turkey or Indonesia?
Back to where it all started and how it was designed. Dangerous grass just like game one, and a Franco on Turkey, Angela for Indonesia. So some throwbacks. Hopefully it pans out slightly differently for Indonesia. The 9, the 8.5 to 10-minute mark is where we're going to be looking at for Indonesia, because that snowball will wear off, forcing out a flicker from Apex 47, but Iesf did trade his for that.
Yep. Look at his team Indonesia. They're already scouting inside the jungle, trying to slow down TNZ just a little bit. But it looks like Team Turkey, they understand this kind of draft. They can't be super aggressive. They just gotta make sure that they trade safely. So TNZ is gonna be uninteractive for a while.
Yeah. And mid priority should theoretically be given over to Indonesia, but they don't want to shove the wave. And I think that's a smart move. You want to force Turkey to feel slightly more uncomfortable, especially you dealing with a Joy. And as a Lunox, you are the most vulnerable pre-level 4 without the brilliance.
And we can even see the positioning from Rosa. He understands that he is going to get ganked. And Joe is thinking about it because Rosa is not level 4 just yet. TNZ has to come up in mid to make sure that Rosa does not get denied of those minions.
Yep, have to cost in some help. Second time that Joe was thinking about launching himself in, but good housekeeping from Turkey to prevent that from happening. And now Joe spotted in the bottom lane, taking the XP crab. To a certain degree, Apex 47 is also been doing a pretty good job. TNZ finds Witty, knows that there's no kill angle. Turtle spawn spot.
Yeah, looking at the turtle right now. Looks like TNZ is out of the fight there. And Rosa gets kill onto Witty.
Good stuff. And he takes the turtle away. Rosa takes everything into his own hands.
It looks like Rosa really needed that 10-minute break. Because look at this, he's performing on the far side, now on the Lunox. And Team Turkey, they're not losing by 1,000 gold in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and they have completed the first step in dealing with this Angela draft, right? Deny turtle, deny kills. Aran needs the help of their hard guards, and TNZ a lot more comfortable in his own environment. And Joe again missing the timing. We'll get the XP crab as a consolation prize, but Turkey is handling this very well.
And right now, Witty uses Unbreakable onto Apex 47. Got to be careful in case the Iron Hook comes in, hits onto Witty.
And Rosa should have the damage with the Darkening, and it's just piercing through Witty. The hard guard even used, but it didn't matter.
And we can see some hesitation there, because Ezekiel will be like, if I do this, can you survive? Is it even really worth it? And then he uses it just a little bit too late. Earlier, maybe able to save him out. And you can even just cancel it so that you're not in trouble yourself. So Indonesia is starting things a little bit rough here. Team Turkey has clear momentum.
I mean, Rosa has, you know, like 2 kills already. So that's not going to be easy, you know. 2 kills straight for the Lunox in the early game. It accelerates the gameplay and it makes it even hard to manage. Lunar uses the Petrify Black Dragon form a bit late. Tries to trade Rayhead's kill, but wasn't able to do so. So it's going to be a tough situation to manage. AOG drops in. Apex 47 will have to take the brunt and the fall for it. Rosa brilliances to safety. Iesf finds the kill. But Rosa looking to run away. Good Witty with the tank. Forces out the flicker and Cyclone Knife from Rosa. Turkey taking a bit of the fall, but still able to cut losses.
All right. Taking over for Lafel for a short moment here. I have no idea what's going on because I haven't been paying attention. But it's okay because we're all here for a good time anyway. Game number 5, Turtle, gonna be secured by Team Indonesia. Looking at they're actually trying to fight.
Not a problem there for Witty, right? Still. I think without Rosa, you won't have the output yet to take him down. Welcome back, by the way.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
so you
to be here.
So you did think it through of staying until the end?
Stuff just happened.
Stuff just happened.
So what have I been missing? What's the state of the game right now for me and everyone else?
Well, whoever wins this gets some prize pool.
No, I mean like the game itself. We know that. We know what's going on. I mean, outside the game.
I would say,
the game.
Yeah, well, Turkey is being very comfortable, right? You can comfortable in their skin, but also very comfortable with how the game is going. I think they have adapted to what Indonesia is bringing to the table. The Lunos getting 2 kills in the early game definitely makes it feel a lot better.
That is true. Wow, 2 kills. Oh, that's a hook.
Witty gets pulled back, very durable, but cannot survive Phantom Execution. That's TNZ finding one. Lunar, gets the Furious Dive. Baran is bleeding out. Black Dragon form is enough with the help of Rosa. Even cuts through the Vengeance. Yehescu, he wants one in return, but Rosa lets him eat the damage from Brilliance. Double kill for Lunox.
Team Turkey definitely coming on top right now, and looks like they found Kabuki as well.
Right to the chest, TNZ with his second.
Looks like you weren't kidding about Team Turkey looking even more comfortable. Their victory in game number 4 certainly gave them the momentum they needed. And they are aware they are this close from placing on the podium. The Angela pick on the side of Team Indonesia means their scaling may come into question the longer the game goes as well.
So what we saw set up early on where it feels like a throwback, a deja vu to game 1 where you have Angela on Indonesia, you have Franco for Turkey, dangerous grass. Apex 47's impact has been pretty good. Well, that's a lot of commitment just for that Franco. Sigibon will try to bail him out of this, but he still goes down, and now Lunar barely escapes thanks to the Furious Dive. But I think Turkey not too disheartened about that.
Yeah, definitely not. As long as they can maintain the gold lead moving forward, they'll still be in a very comfortable position since they will have the Lunox and the Lancelot to scale into the late game. Now, Indonesia will largely need to play together, and we can see that they are positioning to take advantage of that, but Turkey still want this.
Finds the taunt onto Sigibon. He flickers away and survives from now. Trim and Petrify. Lunar really putting the work in. Witty down low, and there's going to be TNZ finding a killing spree. Brilliance for Rosa to survive. Kabuki chased away. They turn around and switch targets onto Joe, forcing Yehescu to get out of that as well. A run onto one. Apex 47 with the hook, and TNZ has a mega kill.
Truly living up to the name right now. This man is the Apex Predator. And Indonesia, I don't really know what the decision-making was there. What was the call? Why did they chase so far, go under the tower, and then give up their positioning over the Lord? A great Petrify from Lunar, too, meant that they were completely punished for that one. They lost the turtle. The scaling is really building up. This is not looking too good.
Not at all. Even Sigibon just eats the full damage. Doesn't get the hook, the drag back in, so that's a saving grace, I guess, for Joe and Yehescu. But now these bushes are a lot more dangerous because Apex 47 has been on the money with those hooks. Again, into a bloody hunt, finding execution. Witty desperately trying to hold on, but cannot withstand TNZ.
If the TNZ's still diving.
Thorn rolls, good footwork, Kabuki. Saying a prayer there. No Black Dragon form for Turkey, Mid-tier 2 will go down.
Ooh, that was close. The hook almost landed on Aran. Is able to avoid that. But if Witty, who is one of the tankier members of Indonesia, is melting that quickly, we know that Rosa is farmed. And the more Rosa holds on to this snowball, the more space that Turkey gets to continue pushing their lead forward. Looking at itemization, they're actually playing this very offensively. Apex 47 with the first item, Winter Crown, not even bothering to find defense items because he knows that he's in a perfectly fine state. Even a potential fleeting time after. Oh, Rosa!
Can they kill him? Nope. Brilliance. Quick way out. Last Insanity. Not a problem. Rosa disengages.
A pick-off there would have been crucial for Team Indonesia. If they can shut down this Lunox, they buy themselves precious minutes. But Rosa has been popping off so far. He's not going to make that mistake. So it is a question of why he was that far up in the first place. With multiple ultimates utilized on Indonesia, Turkey actually have an even easier time securing this Lord. Apex 47, no tank items, and he alone just needs to stand there to keep Indonesia out of their own jungle.
Worth mentioning that Rosa also picked up the Wishing Lantern during his great escape. Okay, that hook goes wide. Apex 47 has a Winter Crown. Just got his fleeing time. Then Winter Crown right now. They're gonna pull back onto Kabuki. Oh my goodness, Aran, where did you go? Witty disintegrates. Rosa is unstoppable. They commit the Black Dragon form from Lunar at the cost of Apex.
Apex goes down, but the Winter Crown buys enough time for them to get the I'm Offended, pull in, and then the blow up on Aran and Witty. Now, Indonesia being able to get any trade at this point is actually not too bad for them considering the goal difference we're looking at. But Turkey are feeling it. You can see them. They're taunting in the face of their opponents. The Lord is pushing in now.
This is the most confident we've seen Turkey in the entire tournament. Sigibon not able to get the pull back, but it is fine. No structural damage or substantial one, at least for Indonesia, to get a very straightforward base defense. Inhibitors all stand. 7.7k gold lead for Turkey.
Something big needs to happen here. Team Indonesia, remember the stakes. This is the last game of a best-of-5 series for that third placing. If you lose this, you walk away from WEC, making it through this entire journey without a share of the prize pool. Definitely not a good feeling. In terms of damage done as well, Rosa obviously dominating the top of the charts, but the only person really being able to put out a bit of a fair place is Kabuki on this X-Borg. And he can no longer feel safe about standing in front too. The burst damage from Team Turkey is sufficient to actually blast that Viraga armor off straight away. They have to play together, but even when they are grouped up, it's not sufficient. This would normally be the counterplay to something like a Franco, but it isn't sufficient. Fleeting time, town completed, Apex and going for even more plays.
Sigipo wanted more, but only found one. The Don't Run Wolf King actually controls 3 of them though. Another commitment from the side of Indonesia, but only ends in the death of Aran. The Black Dragon form is out as well. Lunar zoning the rest of Indonesia away. Witty goes down. And Turkey looking to continue that damage. Sigipo comes in with the pullback. Yehezkiel does survive that. Minion wave still a bit of a distance away, but Indonesia unable to show resistance at all. They have the hard guard on Kabuki. But the plan is going with the last insanity. They're all clumped up together, but Turkey a good winter crown from Apex 47. Sigipo with a pullback. Joe is gone. Tianzi goes to work right through Kabuki.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at what could be the greatest upset of the entire tournament right here. So many times Team Turkey could have been picked off right there. They were even baiting Indonesia into the fight. They know how much of a lead they have, and they were not punished for it at all. Apex was the only person to go down, but Franco isn't really worth all that much. 12 minutes in, 9k goal lead in favor of Team Turkey. Rosa still undefeated, 607 on the Lunox. This is Turkey's late game core, completely enabled off of early game snowballing. And Tianzi's no slouch either. Team Indonesia hasn't been able to put farm in on Zhou and their other heroes who are meant to be able to create the space necessary for them through the early to mid game are just not relevant at all.
More than 10k goal lead and the second Lord about to march onto the map. Indonesia might be on their last legs, to be very honest, and I agree, this could be the biggest upset of this tournament. A podium finish from Turkey would be a glorious finisher to what has been one of the more rocky journeys in the entire tournament. They're the only one that came into the playoffs, or at least into the top 4, without a perfect record. They have dropped games in the group stage.
Team Turkey has been quite the stalwart presence in the scene for a while. It's not too big of a surprise that they'd be able to get a podium finish at an international tourney eventually, but the biggest surprise is that it may come at the expense of Team Indonesia. Of all regions in the world, one of the most decorated, currently staring down the face of the barrel. Lord's pushing in. Let's see if Team Turkey can do it.
They find a pullback on the Kabuki. Braga armor actually stays. Rosa not able to blow it up, but Tianzi looking for a freestyle moment. Yehezkiel forced back. Good iframes with the Thorn roll. Tianzi gets jumped on. Immortality is out. Pull back on the Witty. Tianzi looks to get out and he escapes. Witty on the chase. Finds the taunt. Luna zones away the rest of Indonesia as Tianzi is legendary. Aran now next on the list. And Apex will grab him back. Kabuki explodes. But Sigibom is in. Turkey looking to march it down. The Crescent Warriors, through doubts and trials, tribulations, have completed the conquest. A podium finish at the